The reason why we keep on going into the same patterns is because we don't fix our limiting beliefs. Our limiting beliefs were placed in us by our.
Hi, welcome to Finding Your Spark again. It is great to be with you here this week again. My guest today is Omar Medrano, who is a highly successful entrepreneur and business coach. He's the author of Entrepreneur Magazine's top 25 business books to read in 2021, What If It Did Work? Thank you for meeting with me today, Omar.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. It's really great to have you here today. I'm excited to talk to you because, first of all, because of the title of your book is so amazing, and not to mention the content of it. And I feel like there's so much to talk about in terms of success and happiness and what the right relationships are there. So I really can't wait to kind of uncover that with you.
Definitely, definitely. Success is a long-term journey that you get to go to. Happiness is something that you declare your intentions and you wake up every day saying, "I am happy."
Yeah, so one of the really great things that we talked about earlier before the interview is really this moment when you switch from I will be happy when I have these things in my life, right? To I will be happy because I'm here and that's it. I will be happy, period, right? And that's a really big switch that many people have a hard time making. Can you talk to me a little bit about what that was like for you?
My journey to happiness, I was just like everybody else. I thought success was the key to happiness. I thought one store, two stores, three stores. I always chased happiness. I tried to buy happiness, a brand new car, a brand new Gucci. Maybe the Tesla will make me happy. Oh, my wife of 20 years, she doesn't make me happy. So let me start new. Let me start fresh. Let me get a divorce. Let me upset my family, my two children, and let me find someone that can give me happiness. And the sad part about it was that's when I finally realized it's actually something you find every single day. Every moment is your birthday. Every day is your birthday. You wake up saying, "I am happy. Today I am happy." You declare it and you be it. It's in abundance.
I'm so glad that you made the point about being able to really choose happiness. And when we choose happiness, sometimes we can't do it because we're bringing ourselves with us, right? We are who we always have been, and then we live in this dissatisfaction that's really hard to reach for happiness. And so that switch, that like one moment I'm living as a victim to my life that I built, and the next moment I'm in charge of my own happiness, really requires a great deal of personal responsibility. And I know that that plays into your business quite a lot, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Personal responsibility, that's something that's we're so lacking in today. Everybody wants to be victim mode. Everybody wants to blame somebody. Everybody wants to blame their parents. Everybody wants to blame their childhood. Well, if I did that, I just turned 50 in July. Enough. I know my past. We all have a his story or her story, but there's no need to keep on reliving it. Quit holding on to that pain. Let go of the pain. Forgive yourself. Forgive whomever it is that hurts you and just go on your merry way. But yes, you have to be accountable. You have to be 100% accountable for every action that you've ever taken. Extreme ownership. You are in complete control of your emotions. You're in complete control of where you're going. You are the master of your life. You're the creator of your destiny.
That's great. So when I work with people, we really work with one of those mechanisms to be able to take control of your emotions, because obviously a lot of times you've been living with the same emotions over and over and over again and not getting what you want, right? Not being in the state that you want to be, and sort of reaching and then falling back into your pattern and reaching and falling back into your pattern. And when you do that, there's so much physically that's happening in the body that to make some of those physical changes is really important in order to be able to sustain happiness, right? That choice, that ability to make that choice. I wonder how you relate to that.
We all have choices. It's simple. It's like when you said to choose happiness, you just declare it and you just be it. We, the reason why we keep on going into the same patterns is because we don't fix our limiting beliefs. Our limiting beliefs were placed in us by our childhood, unfortunately. And we always carry that around. But the reason why people's lives don't change is they think they've changed, but they still don't feel like they're worthy. They're worthy of happiness. They're worthy of success. They're worthy of being the best version of themselves. So they keep on doing the same pattern over and over, even though they think they might be aware of it. They might go with the same people that no longer serve them or that never served them, because that's all I believe I deserve. So yes, if you keep on running into the same patterns, if you keep on dating the same people, just different face, different name, it's going to equal the same results. But people unfortunately believe that their life is going to change just because they pray to God, they pray to the universe, they pray to Jesus, they pray to whatever they believe in, and then they sit and wait on the sidelines, waiting for a savior, waiting for a hero. Well, be your own hero and fix your own life and create your own happiness.
Was there a moment when that really hit you, where you went from, okay, I'm living as most people do in this world where I am not happy with the things around me that I gathered around me, and I'm going to change them. I'm going to divorce. I'm going to change my business. I'm going to do all the things that I can do. Where was that moment of enlightenment for you?
The enlightenment for me was I finally realized I'm I'm creating all of this. I'm creating the drama. I'm creating the toxicity. I keep on finding the same people, the same women over and over again, reliving trauma just in a different form. And it's like, you know, the stove is hot, but you touch it thinking it's going to create a different result. And every time you touch it, it keeps on burning you. But you think maybe this time it's going to be different. It wasn't until I realized, it's like, is this how I want my life to be? Do I want all this stress? Do I want all this drama? Do I want toxicity? Do I want to chase people so that they can, for my own validation, maybe they can love me. Maybe I can earn their love. It's not that hard. Find people that want to grow with you.
I love this point of knowing that you're part of the toxicity. And I think we can all relate to it when we're in this place where, with a coworker, with a spouse, wherever it is in your life, even clients, where you're having this interaction, you know that all the internal gunk from your childhood is triggered, and it's spewing out of your mouth, right? And there's this moment where you can realize that it has to stop first at the mouth area, right? That when we stop participating that same way, the whole game changes, doesn't it?
Oh, it's a game changer. The thing is, though, is the biggest lie, or the people that we lie to the most, is ourselves. You know, oh, this isn't my fault. Why do I keep on? Why? People that sound like that, you sound like friggin' Nancy Kerrigan back in the day. Why me? Why me is because you bring it. You're a magnet. If you feel like you deserve the crumbs of love, congratulations. That's all you're going to get. But when you realize that you were created to thrive, you're created to be a victor, when you're created to live life on your terms, you realize you deserve love, you deserve happiness, you deserve success, you deserve everything that you want, because this life, we are the painters, we are the Picassos, we are the Dali, we are the Boteros, and you know, our life is the canvas. You create whatever it is that you want to create. Now, If you're sitting there waiting for something to happen, nothing's going to happen. No, nobody's going to do anything for you. You have to realize I am creating the drama, I am creating the toxicity, or I am a magnet for happiness, for success. I'm creating the life that I've always wanted to create.
Yeah, that's great. And what about that thriving you just talked about? That's such a great turning point where we get to this place where we say, I do want to thrive and I'm willing to face myself and to deal with myself in order to get there. How has that manifested for you? What does that look like in your life?
It looks like I'm completely calm. I'm at ease. I'm in a relationship without drama, without toxicity, without fighting. Because to me, that was the stuff that I saw. My mom was single parent, divorced my dad before I was born, and she was in an abusive relationship. She was in the shouting matches. She was with people that she should have never been with. And that's how I equated love. That's what I created. Well, that's passion. No, it's not passion. You don't need turbulence. It's like being on a flight. Do you want to fly to Vegas? Do you want to fly transatlantic with severe turbulence? Or do you want takeoff, landing, and every day, yes, it's an adventure. Every day you realize you don't have to walk on eggshells because you're with someone that's done the work. You're with someone that knows, hey, you know what? We all have a past, but let's focus on today because none of us has a time machine. None of us has a flux capacitor with the DeLorean. The only thing that we can do is we can work on today. And if we create plenty of todays, we'll have an amazing tomorrow. That's just a fact.
That's great. I love that you use this imagery of flight. I think that flight is such a easy thing for us to relate to. Certainly for me, I grew up in private planes and things like this. And so this idea of like, I am free of I can go in any direction at once. The sailing is smooth, right? The flying is smooth. It's such a nice way to kind of tap into that and say, how do I find that in myself? How do I find that peace that you're talking about? Are there any practices that you do daily or weekly or regularly in your life that help you to maintain that?
Yeah, oh, completely. The things that I do is I'm always in gratitude. I wake up every single morning. I thank God, I thank Jesus, I thank the universe for giving me another opportunity of being the best version of who I was yesterday. Enough of focusing on other people. Focus on being the best version of yourself. I'm in gratitude. I am thankful. I've got two daughters. They're going to be 18 and 16 soon. Completely healthy. Everything else is figure outable. So I'm thankful. I'm in gratitude. I meditate. I write down my goals, short term, midterm, long term goals. And at night, I meditate again. I pray, which is another form of meditate. And I reflect on the day. Did I do everything possible? Did I have an amazing day? Or did I have an okay day? Or did I let other people control me? You see, every day we have the choice. Are we getting closer to our goals? Are we getting closer to the person that we were always meant to be? Or are the actions that we do, the vices we do, we drink, we smoke too much, we hang out with toxic people, is it pushing us further and further away from the person that we were always meant to be? We all have that choice every single day.
Yeah, that's great. This practice of meditation and focus, right? That's what the writing everything down and having goals and sort of, it's really a great way to focus in to say, I bring my attention to this thing that I'd like to put my attention on. Is awesome, and can get us so far in terms of, allowing ourselves to open up and to really bring our presence into our day. I wonder how the concept of allowing plays into this, right? So a lot of times with my clients, they're really used to getting things, right? They're really used to going after things and saying, I'm going to make it happen. And so there's a tricky balance between allowing things to come to you and putting energy out in the world. And where that overlaps is when we say, I'm going to get it, and then we push and push and push until it's harder and harder and harder, right? Whereas if we push, we put the energy in, and then we say, okay, now I'm going to give it a little bit of space, then it's a really different experience. Do you have any advice for us on that?
When you're talking about pushing, that's chasing. That's living in scarcity. When we discount ourselves, when we beg, when we try to borrow, when we try to steal, when we try to chase things, when we try to chase people, that's living in scarcity. That's like saying, this is it. That's the only person for me. That's the only thing for me. But if you come from a place of abundance, when you come from a place of confidence, when you come from a place that, hey, I deserve happiness, I deserve love, I deserve success, you're opening yourself up. You're opening, the universe is like saying, you do deserve all this. You're an amazing person. You're confident. You're doing the work. Then everything comes naturally to you. That's where, oh, this person does all the work. This person, that's how when we look at these people and we're like, oh, that person is so lucky. That person isn't super lucky. That person just believes in themselves. That person knows they deserve the world. And when that happens, God, the universe, whatever you believe in, that's when your life starts going way easier.
How do you feel that radical honesty plays into that? Now, the reason I ask is that this is such great information, and a lot of times people go and they do it. They're like, "Yep, I got this. I'm doing it," and then they get into it and they know intellectually that they should be doing the thing, and so they're still telling themselves, "This is what I'm doing. I am doing this kind of alignment process." But they're not actually doing it in their bodies and their minds and their souls, right? So how does that work?
Results. The person that's superficial, that's the person that usually too, the seminar junkie. They go to every personal development, every business development. They write down the notes, they buy the merch, they do the incantations, they do the affirmations. If they do have a business, they have all the posters up on teamwork, on adversity, on success, but they don't practice it. But they say they do because, once again, not only are they lying to themselves about doing the work, they tell other people that they're doing the work, that they're evolved. So extreme ownership, extreme honesty is when you go, I need it. I want that success. I need that happiness like it's my next breath of air. When you realize that you control everything, but you have to do the work. You have to be honest, and you have to be completely vulnerable, not only with yourself, but people that love you, people that you just can't just say, sure, God, by golly, I'm smart enough, I'm great enough, and I'm out there for success. That's just surface level. You have to know it. You have to know it deep down within your soul.
That is great. I love that you're describing some of the early symptoms, right? The ways that we recognize that this is a moment, this is an opportunity for us to really look at ourselves and say, I'm going to make a change now. This is my moment, right? And so I'd love it if you could talk to us a little bit about before you were living in this lifestyle that you're in, what were sort of the thoughts that you had as you were drifting off to sleep at night?
I I was in turmoil. I couldn't sleep at night. I was an insomniac because my mind was going through chasing things, chasing happiness, chasing validation, chasing success, chasing people that never had the same feelings for me, that had their own deep trauma, deep wounds, and didn't know how to get out of them, and two were holding on to all that trauma, we're carrying it like their own cross, having a proverbial backpack, a Gucci or Louis backpack, and storing and carrying bad emotions. So I was always someone, well, what can I buy? What seminar can I do? What trip can I go? Running away. I mean, I literally grew up in Miami and I ran away, went away for school, thinking that was going to bring me happiness. Happiness is something, when you're happy, when you're aligned, mind, body, spirit, you'll be able to sleep well because there's something in your soul saying things are not right. And when you have that trauma, when you have all that turbulence going on inside your life, inside your head, yeah, it's a heck of a hard time going to sleep at night.
Yeah, that is such an important element, isn't it? To know that if there's trouble relaxing, if there's trouble being present at the barbecue, if there's trouble getting to sleep at night, there's trouble. There's something going on inside. Yeah, really great. This has been really valuable, and I want to make sure that everybody knows how to get your book and how to get in contact with you. So, of course, we will link everything on the platforms, but tell us a little bit about what you've got going on.
Well, to get in contact with me, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, everything on just Omar Medrano. And you can join my group, What If It Did Work, on Facebook. And there's videos and there's blogs, and you can promote. It's a safe environment. Instagram too, Omar Medrano 73, I think, because somebody took my name, and there's a couple of fake accounts. And I won't try to sell you. I might try to sell you a best version of yourself, but I'm not going to sell you Forex. I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm not going to sell you crypto. I'm going to sell you on being the best version of yourself. My two books, Vacation CEO, on how to own a business and not a business own you, how to scale out, is on Amazon. What If It Did Work, the name of my podcast, which you're going to be a guest on in the near future. And the podcast, as well as my first book. The book is on Amazon as well. What If It Did Work? Podcast too. The book is on Amazon. The podcast on all platforms. And I gotta say, thank you for wanting to speak to me. I'm completely humbled, and I'm blessed to be in this situation. Just sharing my knowledge with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Omar. It has been a pleasure having you. And I love the idea of being on your podcast. So thank you very much. Yeah, this is the way that it works, right? We spread as much as possible this information throughout the world, and then people's lives change. And that is amazing to be able to do, to have platforms in the world where we can do that. We can talk to people, and they have the ability to reach for something different after that. I love that too. Thank you so much for being with me here this week. As y'all know, you can always pick up a free gift at unbreakable.guide, and you can find me and everything I'm doing and my social and everything at donnalyn.blog. Have a great time, and I'll see you next time.